Hey guys, how's it going? We are on chapter 2, lesson 7, multiply using partial products. And it's kind of the same as what you've been doing. So it's awesome actually. Okay? We're going to start off with, of course, estimating first. And we estimate first to make sure our answer is reasonable. And the way we are going to estimate is by rounding. There are other ways to estimate. I just want you to know that. You'll learn about those, like compatible numbers. So 640, we're going to round that to 600, right? To the highest place value, times 3. You guys are like experts at this now, right? 6 times 3 is 18. Chunka chunka, chinky chunky, 1,800. Okay, so our actual answer needs to be pretty close to 1,800. Now, we've used this, or I have used this term partial products before. That just means that we're going to break it down into the parts of the product. Okay? We're going to do just what we did really in the last lesson, but we're not going to write it in all the parentheses and zippity-doo-dah. We're going to break apart 640 into 640 and 0. Boop, boop, boop. And 0, really. And we're going to write the part answers down here. And then what do you do with the parts of the product or the partial products? You add them together. Okay? So if we look at the first place value, it's a 6 in the hundreds place. That sounds familiar. 6 in the hundreds place times 3, right? So it's 1,800. I just multiplied the 3 by the 6 that's in the hundreds place, and I got 1,800. It would be like we broke this apart like we did before, right? And we multiply each part by 3. So now we look at the 40, or I should say the 4 in the tens place, which has a value of 40. 3 times 40, because remember, everything gets multiplied by 3. 3, let me do a squiggly line here. 3 times 40, 3 times 4 is 12. Cha-ching, cha-ching, 120. So we broke apart 640 in expanded form like we just did in the last lesson. We're using a distributive property by multiplying each part by 3. And now we know that those parts are called partial products. Add the ones, add the tens, add the hundreds. Nothing to add in the thousands. So 640 times 3 is 1,920. Let's check our estimate. Oh yeah, pretty good. Right, guys? So, boys and girls, this lesson is completely related to everything you've just done before in the last couple of lessons, right? All right, let's move on to number 4. Let's get ourselves a nice estimate. 721, rounding to the hundreds. That would definitely round to 700 because I see there's a 2 in the tens place next to it. So that means that 721 on a number line is closer to 700 than it is to 800. Equals, okay? This is our estimate, 700 times 8. Do you remember what I said for 7 times 8? It's the most forgotten fact. 7 times 8, 7 times 8. What is it again? Oh yeah, that's right. That's that annoying one. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 56. 5, 6, 7, 8. Chuck those 2 zeros on because we have to make it 100 times bigger because it's really 700 we're using to multiply, not just 7. Okay, so there's our estimate, 5,600. So our actual answer should be close to 5,600. Okay, so this time I'm going to write over here that 700, right? Because it's 7 in the hundreds place times 8. And then I'm going to write my partial product right next to it. And that's exactly what we just did there, right? 5,600. That's the first part of the product. The second part of the product has to be, again, times 8, right? A 2 in the tens place is worth 20. We're doing expanded form of 721, just like we did yesterday, or whenever you did that assignment. Okay, so 20 times 8, 2 times 8 is 16 plus that 1 0. Now here's what's important, boys and girls. You need to put that's 160, right? 2 times 8 is 16 plus a 0. You need to put it in its correct place value alignment. Okay? That's a 1 in the hundreds place. If you put it over there, all of a sudden it's a 1 in the thousands place. Oh, no, no, no. That's just 160. There's no thousands in that. Okay? And then we actually have something in the ones place here, a 1. 1 times, what do we multiply everything by? Of course, 8. 1 times 8 is 8. Thank you. We add the partial products together. Okay, guys? So these are the partial products. 5,600 is a part, 160 is the other part, and 8 is the other part. Let's add them up. 0 plus 0 plus 8, 8. 6 plus 0, 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then 5 is all by itself there in the thousands place. 5,768. 721 times 8 is 5,768. Let's check our actual, our estimate. Check our estimate. 5,600. Yep, pretty close to 5,768. Good work. Okay, guys, let's go down here to problem solving. We're on number 13, okay? A maize at the county fair is made from 275 bales of hay. The maize at the state fair is made from 4 times as many bales of hay. How many bales of hay are used for the maize at the state fair? Now, the first time I read this, I thought it was going to be one of those with the boxes, right? 4 times as many. I was like, oh, one of those. But then I was like, wait a second. A maize at the county fair has 275 bales of hay. So the county fair has 275. The state fair is much bigger than a county fair, has 4 times as many. 4 times as many. So it has 4 times as many, or 4 times more. Okay? Those little tricksters. They didn't trick us though, did they? Okay. We're going to do this problem using partial products like you've been doing in this homework. Okay? So, boom. A 2 in the hundreds place is worth, of course, 200 times 4. So our first partial product is going to be 800. I'm going to draw a line down there. There's a 7 in the tens place. That's worth 70. What do I multiply that by? 4. Everything in 275 gets multiplied by 4. Okay? Bingy bongy. 7 times 4. Let me see. I know 7 times 2 is 14. So if I double 14, that's 28. Right? 7 times 4 is 28. Plus that 0, 280. Okay? A 5 in the ones place. 5 times 4. Hooray for the 5 times tables! 20. We add those partial products together. 8 plus 2 is 10. I regroupy do. And then, oh look, I love to make a 10. You know that. 8 and 2 is 10, and one more is 11. Okay? So let's see here. 275 at the county fair. The state fair used 4 times as many. They used 1,100 bales. Oh, that kind of looks like a 6. Bales, you can write of hay if you must. Of hay. Okay? Great work, guys. All right, number 5. A national park covers 218,375 acres. What is this number written in expanded form? Look, guys, you're going all the way back to chapter 1, lesson 2. You're like an expert in expanded form now. We've just been doing it over and over and over and over again, right? So let's go place value at a time here. That's a 2 in the 100,000s place. That's worth 200,000. Wait, you know what? Look at these choices. Look at these choices. Is that even expanded form at all? Farewell. And what about this one? Look what they did. They just separated the periods, right? They separated 218 and added it to 375. If we added those together, would we get 218,000? No, we'd get like 600. Goodbye to you. Okay. We are left with 2 reasonable choices now. At least they're expanded form. And if I look at A, oh, look at B, ooh, no, right? It's the only one. It has to be A. It's the only one with the 2 in the 100,000s place. So it's okay. Choose A. You can go through the rest if you want to, but it can't be any of the others, right? All right, you guys. Beautiful work.